Om Sadashivasamārambhām Shankarācārya-madhyamām Asmadācārya-paryantāṃ Vande Guru Parampārām. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwarah Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। अग्रे कृत्वा कमपि चरणं यातुनैकेन तिष्ठन् पश्चात् पार्थः प्रणयरसजुषा चक्षुषा वेक्ष्यमाणः सव्ये तोत्रं करसरसिजे दक्षिणे ज्ञानमुद्राम् आबिभ्राणो मिति वसन् पातु नः सूतवेषः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परमात्मने नमः। Okay. So last time we were looking at the third chapter where basically the already which is told in the second chapter how to convert the karma to karma yoga. And once converted to karma yoga, then karma bandhana is not there. You do not get the karma phala later on, but immediately you start enjoying the process of doing the karma as a contributor, and chitta shuddhi happens. Chitta shuddhi will ensure that our individuality, ahankara, will start slowly subliming and reducing itself. And once that starts reducing, humility will come, and with submission to the Guru, learning will become very easy. Okay, so the objective of, see, not doing karma is not an option. Karmani eva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbu. You should not do with the karma with the motive of getting the result. It should be a part for planning, but don't get attached to the result. Karma phala hetuhu. Okay, anyway, I am not the single contributor and everything does not depend on me. So what difference does it make if I don't put any effort? Others are there now. Like in another class I was saying, suppose you stand in front of Tirupati Hundi and then you remove 1 rupee from your pocket, coin of 1 rupee. Then you start thinking, this place where people come and put tons and tons of gold and other things, what is 1 rupee, what will happen? Jane do. I will not keep that, and I put it in. Okay, so this option is not there. Are we able to understand? So there is no option of not doing karma. If you do karma with karma phala hetu, you will have a problem. That means the only option is focus on the place which is the domain of doing the karma, the effort, where you have the choice, and let the result be whatever it is. So the attitudinal change is what makes karma into karma yoga. How can I become a contributor more than a consumer? Are we able to get this? This is the whole idea. And every activity what we do, if we are able to convert it that more beneficiaries are there, okay, then automatically my individuality starts reducing. And when that starts reducing, humility comes in, chitta shuddhi happens, and then it becomes a fertile land for sowing the Vedanta seeds, the Jnanam seeds. Makes clear? Okay. Now let us get back to the third chapter. Third chapter, first part was Karma Yoga, second was the Shrestha Purusha, and third one was the Raga Kama Krodha Jayam. There are three aspects which are there in the third chapter. So if you just look at the shlokas, how he develops is very clearly, he says there are two lifestyles, there are two yogas. Lifestyle is your choice. Karma yoga and followed by jnana yoga, there you don't have a choice. Whichever lifestyle you go. Okay. If you want moksha, that is the only way you can go. Then then he says the same part which nahi kaschit kshanam api jatu tishtati akarma kriti. That is not even one moment there will be where you are not doing any activity. Even during sleep, your systems are working. Karyate hi avashah karma. See, the words used are very clear. It is beyond your choice. You have to. Correct? Sarva prakriti jair gunai. It is all natural. It functions as per the natural law. Don't think that you are running it. You can only be a part and contribute to it, but you have no choice to say, no, no, I will not follow that law. It is not possible. So, karma has to be done. Okay. Then he says, for doing the karma, what is a prerequisite to make it karma yoga? Yes, to indriyani manasa. Okay. Yaspindriyani manasa niyamya arabhate arjuna. Indriyani manasa niyamya. That means my raga dvesha, nicely pack it in, keep it in, and do. Let that not at all come when I'm doing the karma. Okay. Karmendriyai karma yogam asakta savishishyate. So when you are doing that, karma indriya and karma yogam, sakti should not be there. Joining or attachment should not be there. That is the trick to it. That means I do it also. So if you remember, I'm not sure whether I have told you all about the jackfruit story. If you need to cut a jackfruit, what you need to do first? Apply nicely the oil into your hands and as well as the knife. Then you cut the jackfruit, no problem. But if you cut it without that, without your protective gears, you know what will happen. You are stuck. Like that, enter Grihastha Ashrama, enter this samsara, अच्छा से तेल लगा के अंदर आओ. So you will not be impacted by anything. You will be focusing on what you have to do. Don't bother about any of those things. Wife will tell something, husband will tell something, that all will be on. थोड़ा दिखावा करना है, नाटक करना है, but don't deviate from your focus. If focus is clear, you know na, we all are expert in that. ऐसा छोटा मोटा टोपी लगाना, that is perfectly right. बोलते हैं ना प्यार में सब जायज है, वैसा ज्ञानम में ये सब भी जायज है. Why? You are looking at a bigger objective and not getting stuck with all these small things. Okay, so get prepared, get into it, swim and come out. Get ready, understand, swim, come out. But if you go unprepared inside, in between, if you get stuck, now what should I do? If you tell, you will only drown. You have no choice there. Because there are, you know, na, what all are there in that waters? You remember what all are there in that water where you need to learn how to swim properly? Bhishma Drona Tata, Jayadrata Jala, Gandhara Neelotpala. Everything is there in samsara. They will all pull you, they will all stop you, but you have to find your way. Kaivartaka Keshavaha only can help. That is why clearly submit, do it, don't bother what is the result going to come. Continue with the next job. The result anyway will come. Whatever has to come will come. Why bother about it? Because that is out of my domain. My domain is only putting the effort. The result is out of my domain. I put my effort, hand over the baton of the relay race to Bhagavan and say, I have given it into able hands. Now it is your job. You do your job. I'm going to do my next job. Are we clear? We should know where you have to stop and drop it like a hot potato. That point, the goal, everything just drop, move to the next. Then you will enjoy the process of coming till there. The effort will be enjoyed. And that is karma yoga, because then you are thinking of how to contribute more. But if you are focusing on the result, then you have ended up becoming a consumer. Unfortunately, the whole world today and so-called modern world is highly materialistic, which is related to result oriented. There is no scope anywhere in our system to tell that don't bother too much about the result, focus on the right process. There are very few places where you can really do that. But in all our so-called professional world, which is highly competitive, our Shastra never had competition. The competition was there to enable you to get the best out of you and not to stifle you. This competition is to stifle everyone's potential, get enough fear into it, right? That is why people commit suicide also, because they cannot bear with it. Okay, so that is not going to help. Maybe once or twice or 10 times you will win that. After that, what? You say, no, enough is enough. Okay, so very clearly, there is no scope of no action. There is no, it is improper to have an action which is result oriented. Means what? Apply the oil and get into the job. Complete the job and slip out. Complete it the best you can, just slip out, give it to Bhagavan and say, whatever you give, I'm accepting it now. You will be fair. I know that. I'm sure about that. That fairness, if you will not be fair, who will be fair? If you are corrupt, then don't ask about the world. So if one person who is not corrupt today is only Bhagavan, right? That you can be very sure and give it so that the fair things will happen. And leave it. Makes sense? How to convert karma to karma yoga. Right. Then he says the only way is by doing niyatam kuru karmatvam. Niyata karma is contributory karma. Niyata karma. I am not doing it. It is not for my kamya karma. It is my duty that I am doing. I have to contribute to the society. That is why I am doing it. That is niyata karma. Nitya naimittika karma is niyata karma. Okay. Then he says, whatever you do as so-called as a yajna spirit. When you say yajna, it's a very technical term, because our shastras and our culture was very high with yajna spirit. Yajna is a homa. Okay. It is only after some of these times this temple business and all have come. Temple, idol, murti, all that has come later. What used to be there is Agni is the Bhagavan. And he is a very good courier. I can package what I want, put the address, and then I know for sure that I give him, he will reach it to the right place with proof of delivery. Okay, if someone asks who is the first courier in the world, you can say it is Agni. And the beauty is what you know. Anyone who is born and who was born, he knew everything. Each and every person he knows. That is why it's called Jata Vedas. Jata is who is born. Vedas is knowledgeable. So whoever has been born in this cosmos, he knows. Jata Vedas. So if you give the proper address, it will reach straight away. So the yajnas and other things have got certain things. You have to, just a little background, because otherwise, if you don't know what a yajna is, we will misunderstand it. And if we misunderstand it, all the cycle systems, how they work and all will be wrongly understood. So a little I will give you about what a yajna is. See, an important aspect of a yajna is the most what defines a yajna is when people come together collectively, have a single focus for the benefit of a larger community or the world, and when they put effort together, sinking their individual differences, doing what job they are supposed to do, then it is a yajna. It's very clear, huh? Okay. If I have my vested interest in it, okay, and then I try to do it, that is not yajna. So first of all, when people come together, there has to be a common agenda, common goal. That common goal should lead each person, should get hooked onto it. And if they get hooked onto it, they will keep their differences separate, because all are now focusing at a common goal. They will sink all the differences very clearly. Then what will happen? They know very clearly that someone will lead who is knowledgeable about it. So we have to follow, which means I will submit to that yajna spirit and work. Why? Collectively, we are going to get some yajna phala, the benefit. And that benefit has to be partaked by everyone who were able to contribute and who were not able to contribute also. Some old person is there, cannot contribute, but still he will get prasadam. If the rain falls, it is going to come for him also. Okay. Then few people aligning, working by syncing their differences together with a common goal, and when they put the best of their effort, that outcome which is enjoyed by a bigger mass of people is called yajna spirit. Are we able to understand this? Okay. And as I told you, it used to be through the messenger called Agni. So the Agni, सबसे पहला तो that courier system is perfect. तुम पहला जो डालेगा देगा, कोरियर अपना कोरियर चार्जेस रख लेगा, उसके बाद ही that courier will take your parcel. अकाउंट कुछ नहीं है. पहला give my whatever is my charges, first give that. On that you keep the parcel. Then it will go. If you don't give my charges, your parcel will also not go. Simple. And that is how it was. That is why when we do a Agni Samskara, you are already first doing purifying that Agni and giving the basic ahutis for Agni. Okay. And then if you command to Agni Devata, this is the parcel to so and so, this is the address, immediately heat will go and reach there. Okay. Why I am saying this? Because there is a lot of misunderstanding of this Agni itself. The day matchbox has come, Agni has got devalued. Why? It is easily available whenever I want, right? It is no more considered as a Pancha Mahabhuta now. It's available, potentially available in the tip of that head of that stick. घिसो मिल गया, right? But when you had to put effort, I don't know whether you all know how the fire used to be generated earlier. Anyone knows it? Ah, that's called arani. So there used to be a wooden block with a hole, and you know how you churn the curds. So you used to have a stalk like this with a tip which used to be into that hole, and then people used to firmly hold it, and then two people or one person used to churn that, and when that friction comes, there the spark gets generated, and that spark is actually taken for homa. So it's a laborious process. Not only that, it requires people, it requires chanting, it requires so many. So if Agni comes, protection of Agni becomes very important, and everyone will protect it at any cost. And in our earlier systems, especially in Brahmins, they had Treta Agni, three Agnis in the house. Three Agnis every time in the house. Dakshinayana, Ahavaniya, Garhapatya. Three Agnis used to be there. Okay. And certain Ahutis were given in certain Agnis. Certain Ahutis, after taking Agni from one, you enkindle in the other one, and their Ahutis have to be given. So there is a full room only for Agni Samskara. And there was no time when there was no Agni in that house. That means night also it will be on. चूल्हा जलाना है तो इसमें से ही लेके जाके जलाते. That is why it is Garhapati Agni. Grihapati maintains it for the Griha. Okay, then the value of it was very high. And for doing that, there were special Homakundas. Two circular, one square, one circular, and one half circle. And it had a very specific dimension. The surface area and circumferences of each of these were very clearly mentioned. And if they had to come in that way, indirectly pi had to be used. The value of pi 3 point had to be used. That is how pi came to existence in some of the shlokas, because that was a practical utility of that in that house. See how things have got evolved. Huh? तो अग्नि अग्नि का संस्कार करने के लिए होमकुंड, वो होमकुंड का शेप के लिए you have rectangle, and this all should match. So pi, without knowing that there is something called pi, if you just break that equation, the value of pi will come. Getting it? That's how it used to be. So there used to be people perfectly, they knew the dimensions. ये size का बनाना है, तो then proportions were very clear. This two has to be then this way, and it will automatically fit. ये angle में ये तीनों बैठेगा. That's how it is. You would want to see some of these. If you all are interested, I will just quickly, just in the net it is available. I can quickly just check and show you. Arani. Let us first look at this. Just one second. No. What I'll do is next time I'll show you. I don't want to keep searching now. It's clearly available in the net. When you see how to make the fire and all those, I can even, and next time I'll keep it ready so that I'll show it to you. Okay. So the fire, how it is made. Then in a yajna, totally you need 16 people. Okay. Four coming from Rigveda side. So the four acharyas from Rigveda are called Hota, Hotr Bhagaha. Then four coming from Yajurveda, they are called Adharyu. Four coming from Samaveda, they are called Udgata. Okay, from the three Vedas, four people will be there. Now it has got reduced to at least one should be there from each. And the fourth person, who is called a Brahma, the Brahma is the overseer of everything. He sees whether everything is happening properly. Okay. Now, if someone who sees whether everything is happening properly, then he should not only know Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, and Atharvana Veda, he should be capable also. So the Brahma is selected as a capable person who knows each and everything, and at certain places he has to give permission, then only they can do it. Okay. If something goes wrong, it is Brahma's job to say that this has gone wrong. Immediately there has to be a prayashchitta done. Because finally all this yajna has to yield fruits. It's for a purpose. If some errors come and that's caught, and if you do not have an antidote for it, you are not going to get the result. Right? And in a yaga karma, there are so many activities that a person can easily miss out. And that is purely SOPs. Purely SOP. यहाँ से उठाओ, ये करो, ये यहाँ से ये लेके इसमें डालो, फिर उसके बाद सब that person will chant, this person will say yes to it, then this person will pour it. It's purely SOP, nothing more than that. But it is so complex that a person can easily make a mistake. That is why you need someone to check. And if there are some of the errors which are done, like for example, there will be, if an error is done and the Brahma, because he knows what the rule book is, he will straight away say, okay, you chant 1000 Gayatris and then only we can continue. The yajna will just be held there. This person has to chant 1000 Gayatris, then only it will go ahead. And certain errors can be so bad that he has to give up all his property. The doer has to give away the whole property as dana if he makes such a major mistake. Okay, so it's a very, because so many people are expecting result out of this karma, right? Imagine it's simple. In your company, what is the role of the CEO? What is the role of the CFO? What is the role of the vice president finance? Yes or no? Isn't it? See, don't you want the result from that organization? And if major goof up happens, like NSC, obviously you'll be behind the bars. Give up everything and go. Are we able to understand? So it was that way, very clearly. So when we say a yajna, because it has to work properly to the intended one, people work together like that. And these, what I said, homas are at home. Yajnas are done outside the house in a paranashala. A special consecrations are created for it. Okay, so it will be a temporary roofed place, and there will be different altars down. Atiratra Yajna. Every year in South it happens, Atiratra Yajna. We'll go for this, and all yajnas go for a couple of days. Some of these are annual yajnas, full year it will go on. That the whole formation of that bricks, that kunda, is called Chayana. Chayana Vidhi is there. Right from how to keep all this. So with mantras, each of these are kept in certain positions that the final one will be in the shape of an eagle. Okay. Or it can be in shape of something else based on the what the protocol is. That itself is starts the vidhi. Huh? After that only Agni and all is later on. Making Chayana itself is a big vidhi. Okay. Like that Surya Namaskara vidhis are there. Surya Namaskara Prashna. This is called Aruna Ketuka Chayanam. Comes in Aruna Prashna. 1.5 hours only about the China, how it goes. And for that you will, the best is today, all these videos are available. Vajpaya is a yajna, and one who does Vajpaya is called Vajpayi. So it's a title. Atal Bihari Vajpayi comes from the family of Vajpayis. And it is not a title which can get transferred to children. It is like if I am a doctorate, can my son or daughter also become a doctorate just because born to me? No. One who has done Vajpayee Yajna, he is a Vajpayee. But then everyone has started taking that as surname and gone ahead. Free title mila hai. That was never the way. You have to earn it by doing it. So our samskaras, 41 samskaras, apart from the 16 Shodashi samskaras which we do it today, the balance are 21 yajnas. 7 Havir yajnas, 7 Paka yajnas, 7 Soma yajnas. Each person has to do, at least a Brahmana has to do this 21 yajnas before he dies. And not the one which we are talking of, घर पे बैठ के ऐसा थोड़ा थोड़ा, no. बाहर एक एक करके, fully. And how does the yajna get completed? And for doing such yajnas, you should have pangta. Pangta means 5 things should be there. Yajamana, Patni, Putra, Daiva Vitta, Manushya Vitta. Daiva Vitta is knowledge of the Vedas. Manushya Vitta is enough material, Artha. Because Danam, all those, there is a difference between Dakshina and Danam. What is given inside the Yagashala is called Dakshina. If it is given outside the Yagashala, is called Danam. See, in what small things it starts going into detail, you'll go mad. Karma Kanda is that way. That is Karma Kanda. And by that, what do you get? Chitta Shuddhi. We all believe that what we are doing at home and all across is called karma. Vedas never call those as Laukika. The Vaidika karma, Karma Kanda is very clearly of all these yajnas. So many, there are no pujas at all. There is nothing called a deity. It is all Agni Rupena. Maximum one Kalash can be kept. So all the systems were like, Jaisa Ganpati banao, puja karo, visarjan kar do. Banao, Agni आया कर दो बंद कर दो to such an extent that after the end of the yajna there is something called avabhrita snanam. This avabhrita snanam is after the whole yajna purti is over, the yajamana has to burn the yagashala, and when it is burning, that along with the head priest, the family has to keep walking without seeing it to the water there, because it will be in a place where nearby there will be a river. Straight away, it will be at the bank of a river, only such yajnas happen. So you go there, take a bath and come. That is called Avabrita Snanam. And that only completes the whole yajna. So how many nitty-gritties are there? If something goes wrong, finally the people who are sitting there, See, there'll be many donors, there'll be other people who have put services. They do not know about these things, but they'll be sitting because they expect, like, for example, when a operation is happening, we all sit outside, we pay the money and all, and then we believe that the doctor is doing a fantastic job. But suppose if the doctor makes a mess, no one will even know. That is why checks and balances were kept inside that system itself. Because finally, human being, right? Not that all are of the same nature and the commitment and that level. So some checks and balances were very clearly made, and people were very, very committed to that. Why? They wanted that many people get the benefit out of it, and in the bargain, they also get a name that they conducted such a big yajna. Are we clear? So this is what is yajna we are talking. Now this yajna, apart from material gain, it can also be related for apaurusheya gains. That is punyam and all. Like, for example, Swargakamaschinvita. I want to go to Swarga. Okay, there is a yajna for it. Pashukamaschinvita. I want more animals because that time animals were required. Today, if you say mobile kamaschinvita, okay, you will get more mobiles. That is all. Utility, whatever is there, that only people will ask, na? Right? Then Vrishtikamaschinvita. Rain should be there so that Parjanyo Varshuko Bhavati. I should get a lot of food. Annam. Amayavi Chinvita. Health should be there. Diseases should not be there. Apo Vai Bheshajam. Bheshajam means doctor. Water is the biggest doctor. Okay. Like that, you can have material expectations and also apaurusheya punyam related, which is not known, which is as per the Shastra, you can even ask for that. Dasharatha asked for Putrakameshti Yajna. Rajas will do Ashwamedha Yajna. A Brahmana can never do an Ashwamedha Yajna because it can be done only by Kshatriya. Brahmana can only conduct it, help the Raja as the Yajamana to conduct it. Okay, so there was very, very clarity in this. Not only that, the Vedas, most of the Yajurveda related to Yajna Bhaga only. The whole Yajurveda, Darsha Purnamasa Yajna, that Yajna, it starts that way only. The Samhita itself is for this Yajna start. Yajna or Yajna. Today, nothing we know about it. The whole Vedas of Yajurveda is focused on Yajna. Because what? That is the application, right? The program is Rigveda. The application is Yajurveda. You run the application, then you get the benefit. Then Maja Maja, you enjoy Samaveda. Wasn't it fitting perfectly? Okay. Now, I don't know how many of you all know there is something called Sri Rudra. Have you all heard? Sri Rudra Prashna. Okay, Prashna means not a question. Prashna means a chapter or a small, not a paragraph, it's a chapter only, Prapataka. Sri Rudra comes in the Yajurveda, Krishna Yajurveda, Taitriya Samhita, in the fourth Kanda, fifth Prashna is Sri Rudra. The seventh one is Chamaka Prashna. So in the Sri Rudra Prashna, you propitiate Shiva as Vishwarupa Darshana Devata in everything. Even in a thief, I look at Bhagavan. Even in a dog, I look at Bhagavan. Even on a leaf, I look at Bhagavan. In everything, I look at Bhagavan only. That is Sri Rudra Prashna. Vishwarupa Darshana it is. And Shiva is supposed to be an Ashutoshi, means who will get very easily happy. instantaneously. Kitna bhi. And Rudra Prashna starts this way: Namaste Rudra Manyava Utota Ishave Namaha. Namaha Te Rudra Manyava. First is, I bow down to your anger. I don't even know you, but I first bow down to your anger. I bow down to your arrows and the bow. बाद में कौन है देखेंगे, उसका पीछे चलाने वाला कौन है बाद में देखेंगे. ये गुस्सा वाले को दिख रहा है और वो जो चला सकते हैं वो पहला दिख रहा है मुझे, उससे मुझे बचाओ. Submission, it starts that way. But at the same time, Shri Rudra is supposed to be Ashutoshi. One namaskara पिघल जाएगा. Okay. And once he is ready to give, for that the Vedas says, if Bhagavan comes and says, ask what you want, that time will be, ये भी पूछो क्या? Oh, I forgot this. Don't behave like Buddhu. I will teach you what to ask. For that, Chamaka Prashna is there, which has got 373 items. You ask this. These are needed for life in this earth. And after every word, cha, me will be there. Cha means and, me means for me. It starts with Vachascha me, Prasavascha me, Prayatishcha me, Prasitishcha me, Dhitishcha me, Kratushcha me, Swarascha me, Shlokascha me, Shravascha me, Shrutishcha me, Jyotishcha me, Suvascha me, Pranascha me, Panascha me, Vyanascha me, Suscha me, Chittancha me, Aditancha me, Vakcha me, Manascha me, Chakshuscha me, Shrotrancha me, Dakshascha me, Balancha me, Ojascha me, Sahascha me, Ayushcha me, जरा च आत्मा च मे तनुश्च मे शर्म च मे वर्म च मे अंगानि च मे स्थानि च मे परोगंषि च मे शरीराणि च मे. First paragraph over. Like that, 11 paragraphs are there. Why am I saying all this? In the 8th paragraph, whatever I require for yajna will come. Idmascha me, barihischa me, vedischa me, drishniyascha me, srujascha me, chapasascha me, ग्रावाणश्च मे, स्वरवश्च मे, उपरवाश्च मे, दिशपणे च मे, द्रोणकलशश्च मे, वायव्यानि च मे, पूतभृच्च मे, आधवनीयश्च मे, आग्नेयीद्रञ्च मे, हविर्दानञ्च मे, गृहाश्च मे, सतश्च मे, पुरोटाशाश्च मे, पचताश्च मे, अवभृतश्च मे, स्वगाकारश्च मे. That is the 8th chapter. And you know how does the 10th chapter end? If the Vedas are actually wanting you to do, we are in which chapter now? Karma Yoga. And there we talked about Karma Yoga, not Karma. I should be a bigger contributor and not a consumer. And Chamaka Prashna is saying, Lena Bank, Lena Bank, Lena Bank. Aren't you seeing technically a big, it's going logarithms, cross ja raha hai. Correct? And that is where the 10th chapter ends there. Says, I'm asking all this for what you know. Prano yajnena kalpatam, apano yajnena kalpatam, vyano yajnena kalpatam, chakshur yajnena kalpatam, shrotram yajnena kalpatam, mano yajnena kalpatam, vag yajnena kalpatam, atma yajnena kalpatam, yajno yajnena kalpatam. So now you are a contributor or a consumer. How do you learn to contribute unless you earn? You should learn to earn, then only you can give, right? So earning is not bad. Earning and keeping it is bad. What is the mantra of economy? Money should be on rolling. Yes or no? Stagnant money, gone. Same way, every resource should be coming and then should contribute go. That cycle should be on. So give me more so that I can contribute more. There's another beautiful one, something called Avahanti Homa they do. The word itself says Avahanti, Ane do bhai, Ane do, Avahanti, Ava, Avahanti Homa. Avahanti vitanvana kurvana chiramatmanah vasagam simamagavascha annapane cha sarvada tato me shriyamavaha lomasham pashubis sahaswaha. That's all. And this comes in Taittiriya Upanishad. Upanishad is saying, ask for more. Avahanti vitanvana kurvana chiram atmanaha. I will put that much of effort that I should get maximum. Vasagam si mama gavascha. Let that prosperity be in my village for sure. Annapane cha sarvada. Khana pina bharpur rehna chahiye. ततो में श्रियमावहा. ये सब रह के मतलब नहीं है, सिर्फ महालक्ष्मी भी आना चाहिए. श्रियम आवहा. Is that enough? No, no. I should have servants. I should have people who are helping. I should have cattle. Lomasham pashubhis sahaswaha. Pashuhu. Lomasham means, Lomasha is with hair. Hair. So when you call wool, fur, so especially in places like Kashmir and those places, if someone is going to ask, they will say, I need warm clothing. For that, this animals like sheep who have got wool, those type of animals, cattle should be there. Lomasham pashubhihi sahaswaha. Along with that, give me all this. So there is no full stop, comma, semicolon, comma, aisa karke last mein, along with this you give this. Now you will say, kitna, how much of selfish this person is to ask this? Yes or no? Because the next paragraph tells why you need it. Now, who is asking this? A person who is well learned. Why is he asking? Because he wants to teach many more. Okay. And in the earlier times, it used to be Gurukula Vasa, Ante Vasa. The student used to come and stay at the teacher's place. And it was teacher who had to manage everything for the students, right from food, clothing, everything. It was teacher's responsibility. So the teacher is now praying that give me more. Why? Amayantu brahmacharina swaha. Amayantu brahmacharina swaha. Pramayantu should all be very intelligent. They should grasp maximum from me. Damayantu, they should have a lot of self-restraint and sense control. Shamayantu brahmachari, mind control should be there. They should be focused on it. Yashojane sa niswaha. So whenever it is asked, there is a pre and post which connects to actually giving more. That means I am now just a converter in the system. Now you understand, it becomes a yajna spirit. In that what happens? मेरा खाना भी निकल जाता है, मेरा कपड़ा भी निकल जाता है. I will also have certain legitimate desires that will also get fulfilled. But along with that, many others will also get benefited. Are you seeing how the Shastras are converting Kamya Karma to Nishkama Karma or Karma Yoga? But if we pick and choose, cherry pick, then we are fools. See, Chamakam is asking 370 things only for yourself. Avanti Oma, Ane do. It is for a very clear purpose. And then when we do it, you are actually contributing back. And that is what these systems have been told in this fourth chapter, third chapter, Yajna spirit, I said. Hopefully you understood now what a Yajna is. Okay. With this spirit, when some people come together and work, success is guaranteed. That's called cooperative endeavor. What are our organizations saying today? Can you collaborate? When they say collaborate, we say, oh yeah, yeah, collaborate. When we say yajna, oh that swaha swaha is yajna. No, no, not that. Are we able to understand? That collaboration is called yajna. That is why Jnana Yajna was started by Chinmayananda. Jnana Yajna, that sharing and empowering with this knowledge maximum number of people, for which many of the others come contribute to ensure that such satsanga jnana yajna happens. Of course, without money, how will it happen? Without those donors, will it happen? You mean to say that we go and put 5 rupee, 10 rupee, why that such jnana yajnas can happen? Impossible. You need money. So there are donors who say that okay, it is going to be useful to many people. At least I do not know. Let me support that way. Then acharyas are there, then sevaks are there, and that is how this knowledge gets disseminated. Of course, it's a yajna. You don't need a fire for every yajna, right? Are you able to understand? So the meaning of yajna should be very clear. That perspective of yajna and that yajna bhava, if it is there in us, then we will no more be doing karma. It will be karma yoga. It will be karma yoga. How can I just coordinate with more coming in and more giving? Five fingers are five fingers, but when five come together, it's a fist, which has got more power. Simple. Okay. So this is yajna spirit. And that is where now Krishna is telling Arjuna, don't just look at this that you are going to kill your Pitamaha and Acharya. You are a Mahabuddhu. You are in a Dharma Yuddha. How many beneficiaries will be there? If you ensure that Dharma is upheld. If you die, doesn't matter, Swarga is there. But if you win, how many people are benefited out of it? So you have no other option but to fight. But while fighting, you can't be crying and fighting that I'm fighting with my grandfather and teacher. No. You are fighting for a bigger cause. They are just coming in between and fighting and going. That's all. They may be killed, you may be killed. Don't bother on all that. A Kshatriya will be always ready to die, right? Any soldier, what is the cry? I will die for my country. And with that war cry only, he goes ahead, right? If that is not there, he will not be able to fight. That will be highly charged. So go and fight. Don't bother who is in front. It's a Dharma Yuddha. Okay. Now you see, where is he now connecting? How this cycles work. Because every individual is a contributor. That is why we say, I can be isolated from the nature and call myself separate. But for nature to call itself as nature and to be complete, I become a indivisible part and I cannot be removed out. The nature becomes incomplete now. Are we understanding? From my perspective, I say I am a person and everything outside me is nature, the world. Correct? But look at it from world's perspective, every person is its part. If that person is not there also, or if that thing is not there, the nature is incomplete. The world is incomplete, na? The world gets complete because of me. And I have a nice covering around me and say, I am different from the world. Are we getting this? And this has to be broken, is what will make karma into karma yoga. Okay, it says, Saha yajna praja srishtva Okay, yajnartha karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartam karma kaunteya mukta sangas samachara. Very clearly, yajnartha karmano yatra. Have that yajna attitude, go and fight. Okay, loka ayam karma bandhana. If you are going to get stuck in this attachment between relationship, then it's going to be a problem. Mukta sanga, detach, go and fight. That is only going to help you. Okay, sahaya, please understand this separation na, the faster you give, the faster you break that sanga, the relaxed you will be. It's a golden rule. Use every family member to support you without being attached. The attachment comes, will not allow you to do what you're supposed to do. Right? Says saha yajna praja srishtva purovacha prajapatihi anena prasavishyadvam yeshavos twishta kamaduk. He says this is removed from the Vedas only. Okay. Kardame na praja bhuta mayi sambhava kardama shriyam vasaya me kule mataram padma malini. It is a changed version of that. Saha yajna praja srishtva. So when this Prajapati, when he did a yajna to create this srishti, that is also a yajna, correct? Purovacha Prajapati, as a parting gift, he gave something. So Brahmaji had been given a project by Narayana. Please complete the srishti. It's your job. He did everything. He said, I have completed everything. He said, no, a check can come. He said, okay. Oh, I forgot. Let me make the best of what I know, a man. He says, now it is complete. And he says, no, think. That man is morosely sitting. Okay. Now the final one is I created the woman also now. Now this man and woman are the most intelligent being in the Srishti. And only they have something called will, Purushartha. The others implicitly follow the program. The animals are programmed. This human being is only one particular species. Whichever program you expect that human being to follow will always surprise you, will never follow that. You think? Yes or no? Knowing that very clearly, as a parting gift, ब्रह्मा जी टोल्ड, मेरे बच्चे लोग आ जाओ, अभी आप बड़े हो गए, आप आपका कारोबार संभाल सकते हो. I am going to resign from this Brahmaji's post. I am very old, all gray hair, white hairs, four heads, everyone, there's no faces visible, only hair is there all around. So I want to now, मेरा पूरा भागदौड़ आपको दे के मैं जाना चाहता हूँ. बोला क्या दे रहे हो? I had only one ability with me, the ability to generate. I am giving that ability to you. Anena prasavishyadvam. You are the generators now. You decide you want to make a heaven out of the earth. You can. Otherwise, dash dash. Which we have already done. We have made a hell out of the earth. Anena prasavishyadvam. Why? Not knowing the law and ignorance of the law will make us not follow the law. Then it is not a yajna spirit. Then it is competition. When that limitation comes, when only limited stuff is there, either I should have or you should have, then I will fight for it. The more I fight for it, the more that lopsidedness is going to come. Yajna spirit will not be there. Are you able to get this? So he said, what to do with it is your problem now. If you use it properly, it will be useful to the whole, not only humanity, to the cosmos. If you misuse it, we know what we have done in the last 300 years, 200 years in the name of growth, evolve. We are evolving and getting modern. We don't know where to put certain things which are landfills today. Right? That much we have extracted out. Because earth, getting out from the earth means free. You don't have to pay anything, right? Mother Earth, everything of mother is always free. But one day when mother does not have anything, that time see what happens. All the issues will start. And we have started facing it. Climatic changes, that, this. Of course, if these things do not come, Brahma ji ka kursi hilega na. Another Brahma ji has to come or not. So Pralaya has to happen or not. So we are all contributors for Pralaya. We contribute. So whenever there is going to be this prime minister, he has got the power and he distributes to the cabinet ministers who exercise that power. So all these devatas, Suryo me chakshushi shritaha, Chandrama me manasi shritaha, Disho me shrotre shritaha. Are we able to get this? We have Panchajnanendriyas, Panchakarmendriyas, Panchapranaha. For all this, these devatas are there who are blessing. If you remember Tattvabodha. So these devatas from Ishvara, they have got a portion of their kitty which they can distribute. And now Krishna says, Devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantu vaha. You feed them, they will feed you. I scratch your back, you scratch my back. parasparam bhavayantaha. Because they are not going to get food unless you give. Only when you say through Agni, the courier, Indra Yaswaha, Indra Edannamama, it will go to Indra. Surya Yaswaha, Surya Edannamama, it will go to Surya. You give them, they will give you. Both of you all mutually give each other and be happy. Ishtan bhogan hi vo devaha. If you give those things what they like, because each of these people have got their own नाटक एंड नौटंकिया, मुझे यही पसंद है. ओके, नवग्रह पूजा शनेश्चर पूजा था, सैटरडे, सैटर्न, शनि भगवान. आई लाइक ओनली ब्लू कलर. करेक्ट. तो ये सब इनका भी नौटंकी रहता है. वो चीज उनको दे दो ना, मेक देम हैप्पी. इष्टान भोगान ही वो देवाहा. एंड वंस यू डू दैट, वो हमारे लट्ठू बन जाते. दास्यन्ते यज्ञ भाविता. आई हैव नॉट टोल्ड दिस, कृष्णा इज टेलिंग दिस. लेकिन simple thing, you go and meet a minister, you know the weight which is required to make him happy. Ishtan bhogan hi vo devaha. The moment you keep that vajan, dasyante yajna bhavita, he will become your slave. Yes sir, है कि नहीं? करेक्ट. नो डिफरेंस. इधर का जो है उसी को एक्सटेंड किया है बाहर. करेक्ट. तैर दत्तान अप्रदायेभ्यः. And whatever they give, if you do not distribute and you eat a lion's share, you will be called a thief. Yo bhumte stena eva saha. That means cooperative endeavor, I do all this, and the president gets one big vessel of kheer for his house. महाचोर. समझ में आ रहा है? प्रेसिडेंट नहीं, वो प्रेसिडेंट है, उसका घर के लिए पहले एक बड़ा बर्तन खीर का साइड पे रख दो. बाकी लोगों को मिला या नहीं मिला जाने दो. It has to be equally shared. Okay, so have that cooperative endeavor, parasparam bhavayanta, collaboration, and whatever is the outcome, distribute it equally and enjoy. It is for you all only. And if you do that way, in this yajna spirit only, these cycles are working. Annad bhavanti bhutani, parjanyad anna sambhavaha, yajnad bhavati parjanyaha, yajna karma samudbhavaha, which we will see in the next week. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. After telling it's going to be a summary, we are going so much into detail, because without such background, you will never appreciate such things happening. Otherwise, whatever we see and what we know, our knowledge is limited only to that. So to expand that horizon, this background is necessary. So it's a one-time investment, but zaruri hai. Otherwise, you will not understand it properly. Okay, so the third chapter is deviating because all this yajna and new technical terms are coming in. Okay, chalo, Hari Om, Dhanyavada. Shubharatri.
Hari Om, sir.
Hari Om.